All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Star Wars Mark of Balance. My name is Mark, and today we'll be doing another reaction thoughts video for the second episode of The Bad Batch. Second one this week. It's like Christmas. Gotta love it. And this episode is titled Cut and Run. A lot of people theorized this week that Cut would be Cut Lawquane. Cut Lawquane being the clone deserter from back in the Clone Wars episode, The Deserter. And I really loved seeing his whole family being reanimated with this new style. And the whole theme of the episode is really parenting. And Cut is the perfect foil for Hunter and the Bad Batch as a whole because he has the same background as them. He's a clone that had to learn and adapt to becoming a parent. And now he's a good father to two children. So seeing the Bad Batch watch that and try to learn from it was really cool, I thought. And I think parenting was really well taught in this episode. You know, a couple times Omega gets into trouble. And Hunter is really good at the protection part of parenting, but he's not good at the discipline and patience part. So, you know, he kind of goes off at her, and Cut's like, whoa, we got to slow it down, make sure she's all right, all this. And I really liked that dynamic throughout the whole episode. Ironically, Wrecker is actually a pretty good parent because, you know, he has that more childish mindset, so he connects with kids more. But yeah, obviously parenting is not a new thing in Star Wars. Darth Vader, I think? Yeah. But I think in Star Wars, parenting hasn't been put under a microscope as much. I mean, really, Darth Vader and Luke wasn't much of a father-son relationship. And Han Solo and Ben, you didn't really get to see that connection as much in the sequel trilogy. So I really like this new direction that they're taking their time with parenting. You know, they've obviously had their shortcomings in the past with dealing with parenting themes, but now I really like it with, you know, Grogu and Mando, really nice. But I think this Hunter and Omega one's going to be really special because Omega can, like, express herself and talk to Hunter. And Omega's new to the galaxy, like, brand new. Grogu has lived in the galaxy and experienced being in the Jedi Temple, but Omega's only been inside this Kaminoan medical facility and only seen the white walls of the inside. So seeing her react to the galaxy is really endearing, and I like that the next generation of Star Wars fans are kids now that haven't seen Star Wars and Bad Batch is their introduction. They can really connect with Omega because she's just seeing the galaxy for the first time, and so are they. And I think that's a really cool experience moving forward to see the next generation going through that. I think it's really special. Once again, Omega's theme, musically, amazing. It's top-notch. I cannot wait to hear it more. But I think what's really cool about the episode is that Hunter, you know, initially wants to go to Cut to learn to hide from the Empire because he was able to hide from the Republic, and now he's going to be hiding from the Empire. But I really think in the back of Hunter's head, he knew that Cut had a family, and he knew that Cut could deal with children. And I think subconsciously he either wanted to always hand off Omega to him because he would give her a better life, or that he'd be able to at least learn something from him. And I think that's cool. It's never said, but I think in their subconscious, that's what they were thinking. And just seeing Hunter, you know, go back and forth in his head is, you know, the animation helps because the animation now with facial expressions is so good. But also, D. Bradley Baker. I mean, he's playing 6 different characters in this episode, and they're all just amazingly fleshed out with nuances. I can't give it up enough to this guy. This guy is amazing. And, you know, when he really gets into his acting bag, he's killing it. And I love him as Hunter. I really like the conflict inside him. And, you know, I want to step back to Omega again because she is such a big part of this episode. I'm so happy she's involved in this series. I really think the series would be a lot more flat without her. But I just love the scene where she's, like, learning to play catch. Like, it's so simple. Every kid knows how to do it, but she's just clueless. And I think it's so endearing. And obviously this leads to her almost getting eaten by the cat thing that gave Padme a nice scratch on the back from episode 2. But she messes up, and you really do feel bad for her because she doesn't know what she's doing. And she goes into the cockpit, and she has like a Ezra scene where, you know, they're sitting in the gunner seat and they're looking out. And, you know, her theme plays again, and she takes off whatever this is. I don't know what it is. I think there's something to it. But she takes off her headpiece, and, you know, she's like crying because she's like so lost in this galaxy because now she's like, I don't know how to be. I don't know how to exist here. And I'm really excited to see what she does in the series. I really am. I like how they've portrayed her so far. And they even put in a little tidbit about some underlying plot with her, which is going to be crazy because in the last video I talked about how the Kaminoans are always one step ahead. They're always plotting. And this one kind of gave a little sneak peek into what that might be. You know, Cut says, like, you know, Kaminoans breed things for a reason. Like, what's her purpose? And the Bad Batch was like, oh, I don't know. And Cut's like, well, she's got a purpose. And, you know, in the last episode, the Kaminoan let her go on purpose. And they kind of had that meeting. So it's very cool to see what that might bring. There's a lot of theories that could start about what Omega's purpose is, what they're not telling us. But I love that they're planting the seeds right now. Another thing, you know, other than the Empire taking over, seeing this transition really cool, everyone has to have these Imperial codes now. All the citizens are now being tagged by numbers. I liked what Echo said. He said, you know, we were trying to get rid of our numbers, but now everyone's asking for numbers. I thought that was a cool line. But they go into the city, and Cut has this whole disguise on, and Hunter is literally just freeballing it. He's walking around, no helmet, no hat or anything, and these clones walk past him. I'm like, you're telling me they don't notice him? I mean, I know he's got the tattoo and the Rambo thing going on, but I mean, come on, that's a clone. I thought that was funny. They didn't even try and hide him. But yeah, the Imperial transition was really cool. I like that you're seeing the clones just be terrible. I mean, it's tough to see them suck now, but it's cool to see the transition that we've never seen before, really. And so yeah, they get Cut off the planet. It was really tense. But they get him off the planet with his family, and they want to take Omega. And you know, you're like, I don't think Omega's gonna go with them, but she's like ready to go. And then of course she shows up like, I'm not leaving. And she's on her Jordan Belfort. I'm not leaving. And she gets on the ship, and then her and Hunter have like a little heart to heart. She's like, this is where I want to be. You took me off Camino, and really that's the only place she belongs, because they're the only ones that really understand her. And yeah, I really like that this episode pushed forward on the parenting vibe. I know we've seen it with Grogu and Mando, but I think this one is just gonna be a lot more in depth, because there is, you know, communication. Like, they could actually talk, and she has these feelings, and she's experiencing the galaxy the first time. I mean, Grogu and Mando, still an amazing relationship for sure, but I think this has a lot of potential for sure. And yeah, that's most of my thoughts on the episode. Once again, the show's tone is great. Excellent, actually. I'm amazed at how far animation has come, and the storytelling for Star Wars has come in the animation realm. And I'm looking forward so much to the next couple of episodes. And the other thing I wanted to mention, you know, I think streaming has really helped these episodes, because there's no episode length constraints. You know, with some Rebels episodes and some Clone Wars episodes, you could tell that their plots were a little rushed at some point, because they knew they had to fill the 22-minute runtime. But in this one, you could tell that, you know, at some points they could have, like, cut it, but they didn't, because they don't have these constraints. So the episode goes 26 minutes. That extra 4 minutes, I think, helped flesh out the episode even more. And I'm excited that future episodes aren't going to be limited to how long they have to be because of streaming. You know, that's a really cool dynamic, that Clone Wars and Rebels had to fit 22 minutes, but these episodes can be 70 minutes like last week, 26 minutes like this week. I don't know. I think that's really great. I think that's going to be a big factor moving forward. All right, yeah, so let me know your thoughts in the comments, and may the Force be with you.